Competition style boulders are some of the coolest boulders out there. You get these huge bulbous fiberglass holds and a lot of other super big featurey holds. It seems like every problem was super intentionally set by the setters. A lot of people would consider these boulders their favorite style of boulders. There really is a special style to comp boulders. It's called comp style. But a lot of people sometimes skip the competitions because they can be kind of intimidating sometimes. So I'm here to tell you how to join your first comp and maybe even how to win it. First, let me break a few stereotypes for you. Stereotype number one, every single boulder is super hard. These are jugs. That felt like a B0, and that was boulder number 4. Stereotype number 2 is that you have to be the best climber to win the thing. Now, the best climber in the gym might win it, but there are multiple different categories. Check out this score sheet. So how it works is you get one of these score sheets, and at this particular gym, and a lot of other more casual events like this, though still a competition, still prizes, still winners, there are multiple categories. There's a novice category, an intermediate category, an advanced category. And it seems like if you're able to climb a V1 or maybe a V2, then you're gonna be put into the novice category. It's a much kinder word than beginner, because there are a lot of people who have been climbing for a really long time that are still novice. But then if you're climbing maybe V4, V5, then you're gonna be put into the intermediate category. And if you're climbing V6, V7, V8, or beyond, then you'll be advanced. There's also an over 50 category and under 10 category. The basic rule is if you can climb a ladder, then you can join the event. So I mentioned that comp style boulders are a little bit different, and here's one of the reasons why they're a little different. There are 4 pieces of tape here that indicate the starting points of contact. So there's a tape on this one, and then 2 pieces of tape on this one. And then you might notice that the finish hold also has a piece of tape. So the idea is that you have to put a point of contact on each of the holds that is indicated by tape. And it kind of forces you into some really cool positions, like this one. If there are no points of contact or just a start hold, then you'd probably be able to start it this way. But since there are pieces of tape here and here, you have to start it this way. So I climbed the boulder, and yes, I was probably supposed to control the finish for a little bit longer, but dang, that was a really fun boulder. But maybe that looked really hard, and it was kind of hard. That was boulder number 19 out of 24, and the idea is that the higher the number, the more points it is worth. So you climb the boulder, you have a little score chart, and if you finish it on your first try, or flash it, then you get a certain amount of points, and someone initials off that they saw you do it, just for accountability. If you complete it on your second try, then you get a slight deduction of points. And then on your third try and beyond, you get a certain amount of points for that, which is a slight deduction from the previous 2 attempts, your flash attempt and your second try attempt. That gives you some really interesting strategy because maybe you didn't flash boulder 22 and 23, but you did flash boulder 24, which is the hardest boulder. But then someone flashes 22 and 23 and then completes boulder 24 on the second attempt. But enough of those hard boulders. Like I said, there's stuff for everyone. This is boulder number 3. This one's probably a V0. So if you can climb a ladder, you can climb this boulder. And normally you have to control the finish for a few seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, or something like that. At a lot of boulder comps, there's a bunch of vendors that come, a bunch of cool climbing brands often join you, people from the community. In this case, there was a food truck, delicious. And there was live music, which was sweet. It was more of an event than a competition. And those are the ones that I like. This model of climbing comp is really cool because you can be really competitive and still win it. It's also super casual because of the self-score system. A lot of other comps aren't like that, so make sure that you check out how the point system works, if there are judges and finals. A lot of times there's tapes to distinguish each boulder. Here's a photo of the comp when there was a bunch of tape. But that tape indicates where you can put your feet. So if there was tape here and I was climbing red, I wouldn't be able to use anything outside of the tape. That's super applicable for the cave because you notice that I was pressing up into the cave. If there was tape to indicate that I couldn't do that, then I wouldn't be able to touch the ceiling, of course, and it would have made it a little bit more difficult. Forcing a really specific beta is really fun. Okay, well maybe you don't like to climb in front of a bunch of people and you're climb shy, super relatable, that's okay. This gym and a lot of other gyms often keep the comp boulders up for a little while. Unfortunately, some of them do strip the walls, but these will be on for the next month or so. And so you can come after the comp and try them out. The other really cool thing is that sometimes they don't grade them yet. So for this one, you just see that it's boulder 18. Well, that could be a V2, that could be a V10. You don't know, unless the setters tell you, of course. But I really like that for beginner, newer climbers. Well, I guess for everybody. Because sometimes you'd climb something or try something that you wouldn't traditionally climb. Let me explain that. Let's say I'm a V2 climber. I might not want to try a V5 because that's way outside my comfort zone. But if you don't see a grade tag, then maybe you try it because it looks really fun. Grades are cool, but at the same time, grades are kind of dumb because they can be kind of intimidating, just like a climbing comp. But like I keep saying, as difficult as some of these are, there's boulders for everybody. That's what comp style boulders are. It's a bunch of really interesting boulders that have been intentionally set. You can come climb them, you can win prizes, climb with your friends. It's a blast. I hope that you don't feel super intimidated or as intimidated as I have been about competitions. I hope that you go find a comp and participate in it or root on your fellow climbing community. Thanks again for watching. Stay chalky, go climb something. Peace.